Okay, so I'm at the first suggested activity of chapter 2. Um, Supposed to zoom in so I can see the individual waveforms. If I play it, it sounds like this. So that's the beginning tone. And using the equation that's listed in the book, I was able to determine that this beginning tone here before the musical excerpt is A3. And then I played it along on my keyboard too, just to make sure that it sounded the same pitch. I'm going to put these close together, and this is the beginning of the tone, and this is the beginning of the musical excerpt. I'm supposed to compare the two amplitudes at the beginning. They look fairly similar. The top line looks a bit louder than the bottom, to my eyes at least. So we'll see real quick by listening to the first part to see if it's louder or not. I think it is just slightly louder, but it's very small. It's a very small difference in loudness, but it's there. I'm supposed to solo each track and listen to them. So here's Sine. And I'm supposed to kind of describe the characteristics of it. So with sine wave, it sounds very flat toned almost, just like there's not too much going on. It's just almost a flat line playing each of the notes. Let's go for pink noise. For pink noise, it's very staticky, I guess, and just very loud and kind of just obnoxious, and it's hard to tell differences between different tones because it's all one just pink noise. Here's pulse. Oh, okay. So for Pulse, it sounds very like 8-bit almost, like a NES game soundtrack. Um, you can almost hear the pulsating in it, and you can see in the waveforms that it's very like jittery almost at times. Like compared to these, like they're a bit more tame. This like it jitters up quite a few times, so it's kind of pulsating up and down. Um, This is Sawtooth. Sawtooth feels very similar to Pulse, but still has a bit of a difference. It's a bit less jittery. It's kind of more flat and more tame, but it still has that like 8-bit almost sound to it. This is Square. has a bit more of a fuller sound to it, almost less flat. It feels like it's more panned around, and almost sounds a bit like an older telephone ringtone, like on the home phones before cell phones were a thing. This is Triangle. Triangle sounds almost muffled or more muted, kind of dampened in the mix, but still, has that sort of 8-bit tone to it. And lastly is White Noise. White Noise sounds very similar to Pink Noise, but it's less obnoxious, and the waveforms are smaller, so it's a bit quieter, but very similar to Pink Noise. So I was supposed to get my own audio file. This is a little piano thing from a song I was working on, so I exported it by itself to figure out what a certain pitch was. I'm going to be using this pitch right here. And I used the equation to figure out that this pitch is G sharp. So I was supposed to import a sound file of a musical excerpt. I'm using the song "The Golden Eel" by Ween. I'm going to choose this section here. This is like the chorus type section. I'm supposed to zoom out so I can see notes, but be zoomed in enough so I can see transients. And you can see it gets louder here, louder here, louder here. These are all attacks of transients. You can see the drums. It sounds like this. So there's really hard-hitting drums in that section. But then we can come to a different section towards the beginning when the drums are a lot quieter. And you can see that they kind of did this thing where it pans from side to side. So it does the first beat boom, and then the hi-hats go ding, ding, ding. So one on the left, one on the right, one on the left. Just up and down, back and forth. So you can see the different transients hitting here. And then we have this section. I'm supposed to find a part that's playing a melody by itself. This is the closest that it comes to that. It has the guitar playing a melody here, but there's also bass in the background. But I'm supposed to look at these transients and see how they differ from the percussive ones. And you can see that there's not any major attacks coming up really far. They're more just it's close to a steady tone, and it sounds kind of like this. And then when it comes back to the drums coming in, you can see really big attacks here because of the transients. And this relates to envelopes and articulation because there's all kinds of different you can see it goes from softer to louder to softer to louder to really soft and back to loud again. So it's articulating between all these different volumes. And I believe that's it for the video.